What is going on, everybody? I am Johnny Martinez, and you are plugged into the Social Plug podcast, where we connect you to level up and where we discuss and highlight ordinary people doing extraordinary things. We are always powered by Social Plug Media. Today is Hump Day, and I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm motivated. We're back on track, starting our routine schedule of podcasts again. And I got my right-hand man, otherwise known as my thumb sometimes. I got JRock here with the glasses. You might not be able to see him. He's like the next John Cena.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can see me, man.
Can we see you?
Did you call me your thumb?
Yeah, you're like my thumb, man.
Do you have like weird looking thumbs? I just people that have weird thumbs, bro.
A brown thumb.
Well, I'm trying to talk today, but my voice is gone today, bro. All this coaching as of late.
Dude, your voice always sounds like that, raspy and.
All right. Does it always sound like that?
It always sounds like that.
I feel like I don't know. It's been different lately. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little different. So.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we're gonna have a great show today. We're gonna be talking to a not only a business owner, but a AI expert. This dude has changed the game locally and changed his life, I think, with AI. And we'll get into that discussion as well. He's a brand builder. He likes to build brands. He likes to build people up, as everybody should be building people up. If you're trying to take people down, you're an asshole. All right. Mm-hmm. So this guy is the opposite of an asshole. This guy is a brand builder, and he's a mogul, I would say. He's the owner and founder of a place called Goatmez Media. Right, and he's a social media influencer and social media, I wouldn't say pioneer because he didn't invent it, but he's inventing a lot of things along the way. He's changing the way that businesses do business.
Yeah.
He's changing the way that they forecast and strategize, and he's changing the mindsets of a lot of people. And people are getting on board and tuning in with him, and they're making some money, and they're prosperous. And right now, man, JRock, if you're not using AI, if you're not on social media, if you're not marketing in some capacity, yep. I think you're missing out. And we talk about that often.
You're getting behind.
Yeah, we talk about that often on this platform because we are on social media. And this podcast has catapulted us in a lot of ways. And we always get out there and we tell people, get on a podcast, come on with us. A lot of people are scared, not really scared, fearful, but they're not confident. And a lot of people think that they have to be perfect to be on a podcast. It's the opposite. Hell, I'm not perfect. Just in this opening monologue, I've fucked up at least 10 times, right? But you will never know it because we just go with it and we flow. We're people. We're having conversations, right? And I like to say we elevate and we highlight and promote ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So this man, he's not only a business owner, like I said, but he's a husband.
Yep.
He's a dad. He's an entrepreneur. He's a game changer. He's all these things.
I'm gonna have to ask this guy for a favor too, brother.
Yeah. What's the favor?
Well, you know what I'm liking about this AI stuff. I've been posting it recently on my.
We're not gonna show his face yet.
No,
right?
No.
Okay.
But what I've been wanting to ask him is, you've been seeing all these like baby AIs.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing the Stone Cold, and today I did the Jey Uso. So we need to get a Johnny Martinez baby.
Are you doing that?
No, I'm not doing that. I've been capturing these off of TikTok or whoever's making them.
Oh yeah, I could create them.
So we're gonna get down. See?
So what are some of the trends that we're seeing using AI? So I've seen the baby thing.
Yeah, and then they're also like grabbing pictures, right? And then they're making them into like whether they're dancing or making them hug as like you maybe getting your old a sibling or maybe that's no longer with us, a family member. I think that's really awesome too.
Yeah.
But also just, seeing how people are using it towards their business as in, I don't know, social media. Like you can type in certain things and it brings that up. And then also, dude, y'all know me. I can't read for shit and I can't have no.
Yeah, we know. Last podcast you were reading some research stuff and I'm like, dude. Yeah. Do I need a translator in here or something?
I need to drop the controller, the Xbox controller, maybe pick up a book a little bit more. That's what's actually been happening. But AI has been helping us out so much, man, especially business owners. And if you're not taking advantage of it, you're missing out. So it's a really big helper. But before we get to Steven, man, shout out Liz Jordan in the house, MB Party House. What's up, Josh Sanchez? And Claude Gomez, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm sure many else are going to join us as well. So
Yeah. So
yes,
with that said, hey, thank you guys for chiming in. You guys can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us today, engaging with us. It's kind of like you're in the studio with us. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see your engagement, and we're going to see your questions and your comments and things like that. And we may or may not read them. Hopefully, we can get to everybody.
We'll try our best,
because that's why we like doing these live podcasts, so we can get the audience involved. Because it's about our guests, but it's also about our audience, because we want the audience to be informed, entertained, educated, inspired, motivated, all these different things. And hopefully that's what our podcast does for you guys.
That's right.
It lets you know a different aspect of what's going on, not only in our local community, but in our worldwide events going on. There's a lot of current events. We can get into a whole bunch of things. There's trials going on. There's corruption going on. There's all kinds of people sick. There's just
all kinds of mess,
craziness, but there's also a lot of goodness going on too. Mm-hmm. And those are the kind of things that we want to feed you, to let you know what's going on in the local community, business owners and local people, and even people that we've had fly in from California. The great Cameron Macias came in all the way from California, and hopefully I think we inspired him with our studio and with our talk, and now he's doing phenomenal things out in Northern California. He's built a podcast studio. He's built an audience. He's built a lot of connections, collaborations, and things like that. That is our sole intention of what we want to get out of this. It's not always about just what we are doing. It's about what we can help you do as well.
It's not always about JRock, right? It's not always about Johnny.
No. But our intent is to have it all about you and to level up, man. And that's why we say we connect you to level up, right?
That's right.
So without further ado, I want to show this man's face.
There he is.
There he is. And this is JRock as well.
JRock.
That's right.
So I mentioned he was a father and a husband. And those are, I think, his two biggest roles
Absolutely.
in life. And I don't want to steal your thunder, but my family is near and dear to my heart.
Yep.
As well as yourself. We talked before the show.
Yep.
Without family, I mean, what are we, man?
Yeah, my wife's my backbone. I'll be the first one to tell you, man. Like, there's no way I could have been as successful as I am without her. I'm a smart dude. I'm innovative. You know, I know how to pivot like stupid because I'm always messing up. Mm-hmm. But she always keeps me in line. She knows exactly what I need. She knows how to just be like, hey, and it's funny because I'm a combat veteran, so I have PTSD. And by like mid-morning, if I can catch in like a little bit of an attitude with her, she's like, did you take your meds? And I'm like, nope.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Are you on your meds right now?
I am. I was like, man, I got to take my shit today because I'm going to go off the wall.
I love it, man.
So combat veteran, man. That's one
Yes,
thing
sir.
I didn't introduce you as.
Yeah, man. Did 15 years in the Army. I went to Iraq twice.
Thank you for your service, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that's some cool stories. It was funny. I've been married to my wife 4 years now, and we knew each other maybe 6 months before we got married. And like the other day, we were having dinner with my daughter, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I swam in Saddam Hussein's pool at his palace one time, and I jumped off like the highest diving board." And she was like, "That would be something you should tell me." Like, and I'm just like,
Did he invite you over for the
yeah,
for the barbecue?
Like, what's up, bro? Like, I got
Did you
the
get
salad,
an
can I
invitation
get some
through
cigars?
email? Like, I need to know what the hell
yeah,
that
like,
is.
no, you gotta, go into the tunnel and pass Osama and say, "What's up, homie? We're gonna get you next." Like,
Hey, I watched that Bin Laden documentary on Netflix. Have y'all seen that yet?
bro, that shit was crazy.
I was locked in.
Dude, I thought it was an old one. I was
No,
flipping through
bro.
Netflix last night, and it said one of the top
Yeah,
10
man.
or whatever. I said, this is old. This was 1998 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it took me back, bro. Like, I mean, everybody remembers where they were 9/11, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, you know, I was in history class, Mr. Lavender's class, man, and we're just looking. He's like, he got like somebody walked in, and then he turns on the TV, and that was it. But that's history, man. But to hear, I didn't know it went back all those years of them. They were looking for him. You know what I mean?
Way back
So
when.
it was, and going into being in Afghanistan, obviously, was that the timing of everything going on too with you being there? Or?
So I went to Iraq.
Yeah.
I joined the military in 2003.
Okay.
And so it's funny, before that, I worked at a police department. I was a police officer. I had started when I was 21. And I I was young, man. I was dumb. I kept getting in trouble there. I used to joke that in internal affairs, I had my own seat, because I was always up there. And I was just, because I'm young and I don't know any different. Like, they're like, dude, we want you to be the best, but like, tone it down. And back then, we didn't have video cameras or tasers. You had your hands and pepper spray. And my ass is 5'6". I'm about 255 right now. I was like 160 pounds back then with the big ass 45. So everybody was testing me, and I was just like, bet, let's go.
Yeah.
So it got my ass in trouble. But after a while, man, I got tired. I was just like, man, I need to do something different, and unfortunately, my brother was 25. He had passed away, and before that, he was in ROTC and always wanted to do that stuff. And I was always kind of like, I could probably do the Army, So after that, and then Iraq happened, and I was like, damn, bro, I could really do something on a bigger level. Like, I can go and serve my country and be able to tell my kids and grandkids, like, hey, I've been to combat. Like, I went to war, and I signed up, and that shit was scary,
Oh, yeah.
But people ask me, like, would you do it all over again? Yeah, man, I'd do it all over again 10 times over. I wouldn't change anything about it. I fractured my skull. I had to go get taken out on a helicopter.
Oh, jeez.
Between then and now, I've probably had like 14 different surgeries on things, different broken bones. I love getting out there, and with building a brand, just kind of shifting, gears a little bit. I'll be in the trenches, man, and that's what I feel now. More people need to, like, if you're a leader in the military, always lead from the front, and that's what it taught me. And that's what's really helped me is just like, hey, I'm not going to ask you to go sweep the floors if I've never swept the floors.
Right.
If you got a lot of floors, I'll go up there and sweep with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
And that's part of being a true leader. When if you're in charge, you don't have to remind anybody that you're in charge.
Right.
People just know. We don't have to know that you're the boss and you're the owner and all. No. People will flock to you. People will follow you because you inspire them, and you're going to get your hands dirty, just like they will. You're not going to ask them to do something that you would never do yourself.
absolutely. And I think it's funny when people are like with titles, like, oh, I do this or I do that. Cool. You know what? Every morning when you get up, you put your pants on the same way I do. And nothing different.
Yeah. But once my pants are on, I make gold records.
Exactly.
You remember that?
No.
That's from Saturday Night Live. That's the cowbell. I need more cowbell, baby. Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole nother sidebar. But yeah, you're right. We all do the same thing.
Yep.
And nobody cares that you're in charge or whatever. It's when you are a leader, you work for the people.
Yes.
The people don't work for you.
Absolutely.
And those are the best leaders, man. And I've had mentors in the military and things like that. And they inspired me because they didn't want all the accolades. They never said, I'm in charge here. I mean, that would take their credibility away.
Right.
Right. And we just knew it.
Yep.
And we know who's in charge of these organizations and all these people. You don't have to constantly remind people, but I love that. Love that you're a combat veteran. And I think I remember you with your
dog.
service dog.
Yep.
What's your service dog's name?
Chapo.
Chapo. It's not El Chapo, right?
No, it's inspired by El Chapo. He's actually from Chicago. And, I didn't bring him this morning because lately he's just been kind of excited and wilding out a little bit. I don't take him out as much as I used to. But if I'm going to go somewhere like where there's a lot of people or a big crowd, I'm just like, all right, let me bring him with me to kind of help me ease up. Because my mind is I'm always looking, and my wife can't stand it. She's just like, you're always just looking around. I'm just like, that's just the way I've always been. Yeah. But when I have him, I feel a lot easier because no matter where we sit at, he always faces a door. Yeah. And I didn't teach him that. It's like he just kind of knows.
That's pretty cool.
So
you have a service animal and a service human.
Yes, the service human is, she's mean, bro.
Yeah. They are sometimes, though. They keep our ass in check.
Yes.
Right? And they let us focus on what's important. Right? Because there's sometimes we get egos or we go off the deep end on we're about to go off on somebody on social media because they were talking shit.
Yep.
And we'll get into that. But they they reel you in, they get your leash and pull it back, and you're like, oh, okay.
It's funny this morning, I was in my office working, and she comes in there, she's like, hey, you messed up my flower bed. You moved these rocks. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like, come on. She showed me. She was like, look what you did. And I was like, you're right. Let me move these rocks. And so when we were walking back to the house, I let her get in front of me a little bit. I forget she's got miracle ear, but I just catch a little bit, and I'm just like, fucking tell me. It's not even 8 o'clock and you're bitching at me. And she turned around. She's like, what? I'm just saying.
I heard that.
Yeah, like, could you give me till 8 a.m.? Like, could you just be nice? We're up like at 6:30, just like an hour and a half of just peace. Because the minute she starts on my ass, and it's my fault.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when to shut up.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because I'm just like...
You're still learning, though, right?
I'm still learning. It's not going to change anytime soon in the next 20 years, but hey, I'll try.
Stephen, one of my mentors in the military told me one time, I'm going to give you some advice. Never miss an opportunity to shut the hell up. And
That's good.
It's good advice. Because people always like talking and, letting their emotions and their stories out. But never miss an opportunity to shut the hell up. And that's not only for you in the household, but that's for anybody who you don't always have to speak. You don't always have to contradict. You don't always have to resist. Just let it be. Just shut the hell up. And you will be better for it sometimes.
Yeah, you will, especially
in a marriage.
Man, in a marriage, bro, there is sometimes that I want to clap back and I want to say some smart ass shit, but I'm just like, we have a wonderful bed, man. It's so nice. It's comfortable.
Yeah. And that couch sucks.
Yes.
Right?
And it's funny because Chapo will sleep on the couch. And sometimes, like, Chapo will go lay on the bed.
You're like, you look so peaceful there.
Yeah. And I'm just like, bro, move. And he'll just, like, look at the couch and look at me. I'm like, oh, no, hell no.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't messed up yet. I'm still getting in the bed.
So who rules the roost in your household, you or Chapo or Mama?
Mama, man. It's like, even Chapo, like, when she raises her voice, and it's funny because if she's yelling at me and I get excited, Chapo will run up, man, just start looking me in the face. He's just like, it's okay, Daddy. It's okay. But then as soon as, like, he does his job, he's just like, where's my treat? So then he hauls ass to the laundry room. So now I got to get up. And I got, hey, good boy. And I'm just like, damn, it's like he wants me to fuck up. He wants Lisa to get mad at me so he can do his job and get his treat. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like you're setting me up.
Steven, in the beginning, you said that you were a smart guy.
Yep.
I can confirm that you're a smart guy because when I asked you that trick question, who rules the roost in your home, you said Mama. Because she's probably going to be watching or is watching now.
Yep.
And you just saved yourself an ass whipping.
Absolutely. And you know what? And I didn't even need AI for that.
Yeah, there you go, right?
Or a sleepless night on the couch. You saved yourself from that terror.
Baby, if you watch this, I love you. You're the best. I promise I'm going to make you so proud. I'm going to watch my cussing. I'm going to sit up straight, get my shirt. Like, we're good.
Yeah, you're smart, dude. You wore his shirt. You're saying the right things. Man, you're a fucking genius, dude.
I try, bro. I look at myself in the mirror. I'm just like, Steven, don't fuck up today.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah, and then it's like, as soon as like my first foot out, I'm just like, yo. And she's just like, why are you yelling? Because we have this big ass house. It's just me and you.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Or I'll just be like, hey, babe, can you get me a coffee? But your feet don't work?
Nah, get your ass up.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn.
So we have Chantel Wallace. She said it's cheaper to agree. Laugh out loud. So
It is.
It's just cheaper to
Absolutely
agree.
is.
It's not worth you chiming in and giving her something negative and you having arguments. As we get older, Steven, people can attest to this. It's not worth it. Arguing
not.
in a relationship is a young man's game.
Absolutely.
And usually the young men and young women who are always arguing, they're not happy and they end up split. Why do you want to be putting yourself through that? Because marriage is an investment. Every day that we live is an investment. Relationships are an investment. I'm investing in JRock here. He's investing in me.
Yes, sir.
And it's a trust factor and a communication factor. And I'm not going to get into relationships like Dr. Phil or anything like that, but it's a pretty simplistic thing. Don't talk shit to your spouse. Treat your spouse with respect. Show her or him value, and you'll be okay. And never miss an opportunity to shut the hell up.
Yes, especially like that should be like high, especially like if you're me and you're always just talking shit. Like, take that into account. You don't always have to clap back. Like, guys, I'm going to give you all the best advice. If you want to say something to your wife because she done pissed you off, wait till she's like outside the house or you're outside the house and then talk shit.
Yeah. It works.
It's like,
that's what our kids do to us.
yes, it's like when Debo, I ain't saying shit. Debo leave, I'm talking shit. I'm talking mad shit.
When he gone, I'll be talking again.
Yeah, bro, that's the best marriage advice I could give you. When she's not around, go to the bathroom, turn on the fan, fucking fart, whatever. So she'll go away. So you can just let loose, man. Just like, damn, I wish you'd. And I've done that. And I'll be like, I'll wait till she's out, or I think she's away, and I'll be like, man, I wish you'd say some shit. And here she come like fucking Batman around the corner. What'd you say?
Huh?
Not a damn thing. I didn't say shit.
What you got on my 40, homie?
Yeah, for real. Bro.
You want some of this too, old man?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. She 4'11", bro, and Debo would be scared of her, I promise.
Hey, the smaller they are, the more aggressive and the more scared we are of them.
The closer the hell they are. That's what I heard.
For real. That's a good one. But I'm not going to repeat that shit, baby. He said that, but not me.
Well, cool, man. Family's important, and I love that. I love the dynamic, even though you're talking shit behind her back.
Yes,
and under your breath, you do it to protect her, because we have to have an outlet as a man. You gotta. Oh yeah. You gotta be able to. You have emotions, but you just got to be able to contain them a little bit and not be aggressive and do stupid shit. And that's what even when you're out in the bars or out, on the town, somebody's talking shit, whatever. Be like, oh, okay, cool, yeah. And because if I'm 24, 25 and someone's talking shit, it's a different ballgame.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And we see the stuff on the news and all that. People, getting in conflicts and getting shot, and it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's really not. Even if you can fight, even if you're, packing heat on you, or if you're with 20 friends, it don't matter. Yeah.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it because you see so many people, like really successful people sometimes, can get into a fight, hit the dude, he falls the wrong way, he dies.
Yeah.
Now you're screwed. Why?
Murder.
Yeah, why? Because you wanted to throw a punch? Shit.
Yeah.
Punch me, bro.
Nobody realizes that nowadays. And also, especially, let's be real here. I'm sure growing up, again, not as many cameras, not as many things. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of people did fight. They were just aggressive, right?
Right.
And so, nowadays, how many people are like that? And they're not, not really framed out for that as well. So,
yeah, it's like Mike Tyson always said, I mean, you got a plan till you get punched in the face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you're just like, oh, shit. Like, people will talk shit and be like, hey, yeah, I'm about that life. But when it comes to being really about that life, they're like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
See, what happened was.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another Friday reference.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, no, I think from right here, sitting right here, I'm just getting the best marriage information. I'm going to be the best husband after all this shit, right?
Yeah, for real, bro. Like, you're going to be, anybody who's watching this is free marriage advice. We normally charge $9.99.
Yeah, this is like Dr. Phil, Miss Cleo, Dr. Ruth, and who else? Judge Judy, all in one.
And I can go and sit here and ask AI about all this shit, but it probably still isn't going to be true. Right. AI don't know how to deal with a woman, right?
Yeah. No, we should teach that, though. That would be a game changer.
Hey, that's a great transition there, JRock. AI. Yes. So we led off the show introducing that you are an AI guy, social media guy. How can you help? How do you help people, man? And by the way, your phone is probably blowing up constantly with as many things as you do. And I just scratched the surface on what you do. You also involved with credit repair, all kinds of different things. Your hand is in that pot, man.
My wife, I promised you the last time I'm going to talk about her. My phone rings all the time. She's like, I wish your phone would ring. And I'm just like, it's money. Mm-hmm. It's money calling, or it's money texting. Man, AI has been a game changer for me. Not because I'm letting it do all this stuff for me, but it's making it easier. I help people build brands. I help them elevate to that next level of where they should be, not where they want to be. Because they really don't know yet. They haven't made it there. They're just like, people always say, well, at the top, we don't have competition. We collaborate. I'm going to call bullshit. Because a lot of people at the top, I try to collaborate, and they're just like, oh, well, damn, he does what I do. well, perfect. Then we should collaborate and throw some ideas at each other. But no, you'd rather be talking slick, posting videos on YouTube or Facebook, and really just kind of low key talking shit because I'm in your space, and I've gotten that here. Like when I started doing AI, and my reach is I try to work on a national level. I work with people from all over the place, right? And then I was like, well, how about I niche down and just try to do it local? A lot of people really don't know AI, what it can do. And they're like, oh my God, you used AI. You suck. Really?
No.
I make a shitload of money from this, but
Right.
all right, cool, I suck. You know?
Smart people use AI, man.
Absolutely.
Ignorant, and when I say ignorant, it doesn't mean in a negative way. Ignorant means you don't know.
Yes.
Ignorant people don't use AI because they don't understand it and they don't know the capabilities yet.
And it's funny because with AI, it's only as smart as you tell it to be. You still have to teach it. Like people always say, well, AI is taking people's jobs. It's taking people's jobs who are not utilizing it.
Yep.
If you're a badass developer and you can't compete against AI because it can write code that much faster. But what if you're that badass developer and you say, hey, write this code for me, do it this way, and you give it all the instructions, then it's going to be way faster and way better than I can do it because I don't know shit about coding, but I do it and I'm damn good at it now because I've had to literally ask AI, hey, what am I doing wrong? What can I do better? Or the key is I'll do something up and it does it, and I'll ask the AI, if this was your project, how would you do it or what would you do different? And it's always a game changer. It's like, oh, well, I would do this. And I'm like, damn, I didn't think about it.
So is this a good example, Stephen? Like, I didn't go to college for business marketing or management or anything like that, right? But my buddy did, and we used AI to actually write out a business plan for a basketball gym that we're thinking about doing, right? Mm-hmm. And it laid it all out for us, and then he just like broke it down in the middle because he knew being a business manager, right? He knew what to actually break down. And then he even broke it down even more. Is that what you're kind of saying? Like, it'll tell you something, but if you can dig deep in between the lines of what it is that you're trying to learn, you get a little bit more. Is that what you mean?
Yes, but then you even take it a step further. You tell it, hey, you're a 20-year, attorney that writes contracts, that's an expert in contract writing or business plan. And it'll act like, hey, it'll go in the web and it'll search all this info and it'll do it. So I have an AI agent that I built that writes my code. I told it, you're a 20-year professor from MIT. You have experience. You've been in the industry. You have your degree from Harvard as well. Like, you're a smart motherfucker. And this stuff does amazing things because it thinks that way as if that person is doing it.
That's
but people
crazy.
don't use it that way. Because nowadays, you tell people, oh, I use ChatGPT. And they're just like, anybody can use ChatGPT. You're right, they can. But it's how do you use it? Like for me, when I do coaching with brands, the very first day when I get somebody in, I say, hey, we're going to build you your own AI agent, but we're going to teach it your brand, how you talk, how you would respond, what's your
Nice.
stuff, And lately I've been doing like these Pixar images, which is really cool because I've been seeing on my timeline just flooded from my mentees. I'm just like, hey, if you're just scrolling and you see this bright, colorful picture, you're going to stop.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got 3 seconds to hook them, and then as soon as you get them in there, and then they're going to start seeing it even more. You have to know how to use ChatGPT, but that's not the only AI. I use probably 5 different ones, to get everything I can do. It's not just one. You have to find out what everything's really good at. Like earlier, you were talking like the baby head in the moving.
Yeah.
There's a software that'll animate the character, right? So I use ChatGPT to build this badass, colorful character, and then I move it over there and I tell it, hey, like like I did for you. Mm-hmm. You put it in a podcast room talking. You can even take it a step further. There's another app that'll clone your voice to where this moving AI bot sounds just like you.
That's the dangerous piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what people are afraid of, I think.
Yep.
Because if I'm on here as a podcaster and you go on AI, change my voice and my lips to say something negative about something, that can take me down. Mm-hmm. And they can say, no, he said that. It's right here. And I've seen people do it in politics with the president and
Joe Rogan
and all these different things.
Yeah.
That is a dangerous thing. And hell, I'm like reluctant. I'm like, shit, that's like crazy stuff that we've never seen before. And people can really get taken down. But of course,
it's like the new catfish.
It is a new catfish.
Yeah.
And now, but people can be saying, oh, no, baby, that wasn't me. That was just AI.
I'm going to try that shit.
Right. You know, like that song, It Wasn't Me.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, that was my anthem back then.
Yeah, now there should be a song, it wasn't me, it was AI. Now P. Diddy can say, hey, that was AI.
That was AI. That was AI oil. That was AI oil the whole time.
It's that 3D oil.
Yeah. But it is a crazy thing.
It's funny you say that because the other day I saw a video that this guy was like interviewing Mark Cuban, and he was like, hey, from the Shark Tank, what was the biggest investment that you missed out on? And it was a commercial for this gum.
Neurogum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was like, oh man, that's so dope. So I sent it to my 13-year-old, and I was like, look, man, this girl is so smart. Within like a minute, she wrote back, and she sent me the website where someone had called or wrote it out and said, hey, this was made by AI. He actually didn't have anything to do with this.
With the Neurogum?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I thought that was a real episode. It got me.
Yeah, and I was like, fucking A. And
Yeah.
she was like, see, it's AI. And I was like, well, damn, they did really good because I started, researching it, and that video was made by AI.
That's
It was
scary,
just something
though.
that they used to market.
That's scary, though, because let's say, like, I'm seeing a lot of, oh, man, I'm going to butcher this. I think it's methanol blue. There's like a dye that's a blue dye that you're actually supposed to start drinking. Robert F. Kennedy's starting to put in his drinks, and they caught him on a plane doing it. And
It makes you more aware.
and it's helping you out and stuff like that. And once I put that in my algorithm, it ain't stopping, man. But I see all these AI stuff, and I'm like, should I buy this shit? Because I could really use some more energy. You know, but like, think about that. What if it's AI and I buy it, and that's scary, right?
Yeah.
To think about that.
And it's good marketing on their part because now we're thinking, well, shit, could that help me? Mm-hmm. So then you get that type of marketing, you put it into your AI bot and say, hey, help me market my product the way they're doing it.
That's rough.
You have to think outside the box.
I have two things of that. Now that it's on my mind because I'm old, I'll probably forget. But I've seen. You remember the Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James feud?
Yes.
Somebody used AI of them going back and forth with each other, talking shit to each other, and it was all fake. And then I've seen when Anthony Davis, dude with the eyebrows, used to be with the Lakers, was talking shit about LeBron on why he got traded and so on and so forth. But it was all fake.
Yep.
And my second thing is I forgot already what I was going to say, but it'll come to me. But that is a dangerous thing, man.
And I think it's scary because now they're getting to the point where they're getting a video and they're able to get the mouth to move, and so it actually seems like they're saying those words.
Yep.
And if you're just a jabroni online and you're just scrolling through and you see it, and like, oh my god, then you're spreading the news. But like somebody like me, I'm like, hold on, let me watch this video 3 or 4 times. Let me see. Oh, this isn't right. You can see the voice and the mouth aren't together. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's a little scary, but it's getting there, man. And but at the same time, it's such a great tool to be able to utilize.
I did just remember what the hell I was forgetting. All right,
there it is.
So you said Neurogum was affiliated with Shark Tank and Mark Cuban.
Correct.
Right.
I just said LeBron and Stephen A. Smith going at it. It was all fake, right?
Right.
People can get sued over this kind of stuff.
They absolutely can.
Joe Rogan's voice and likeness was used in a bad way too. and he was talking about suing somebody.
Talked about it on his podcast. Yeah.
So yeah, it could be very, very dangerous, and it's a whole new kind of fraud and lawsuit. There was a young girl I just heard on the news yesterday. There is a new federal law, banning AI used in pornography because they're using porn AI now. There was a little girl in high school.
Come on.
They use, yes, it sucks, but it's a real thing, so we got to talk about it.
Right.
Her head was placed on another person's body, naked.
Oh, shit.
And it was introduced as this was her, which was all bullshit.
Right.
And can you imagine that if you're a little girl and people are saying, no, that's you, but it's really an AI generated video or photo.
Yeah.
But there is a federal law. It was stopped. I think it just passed because it's a bipartisan law. I mean, you can't pick sides on this. This is straight up bullshit.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
people are manipulating kids now with pornography, right?
Right.
But thank goodness there's people that are trying to stop it. But will they really stop it? I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna grow into something else, and
that's the bad thing about it, man. Is it's out there. It wasn't made to be used that way, but people can articulate it and be like, well, if I manipulate this, and then they've gotten so good, you can't even tell that it's AI.
Yeah.
You know, and that part sucks. So, yeah, disclaimer, use it the right way.
Hey, well, I was going through your Facebook, Steven, and I did see that you got a whole bunch of pecs and your muscles and stuff when you take your shirt off.
It was hilarious, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you make me one of them?
But that wasn't AI. That was real shit.
It was. And then I broke my leg and I haven't worked out, so I look a little plumpy.
That was really quick, though, because just 3 weeks ago you looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, bro, it's y'all's camera.
It's a camera.
Like, yeah, because I'm just
JRock,
like,
get your shit together.
oh, like, let me flex a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was hilarious. When I shot that, my wife's friends were like, "Is that Steven?" She's like, "No, bitch."
Don't be calling him. Don't be coming over here asking if you can have game night and shit.
Yeah, and like my buddies were like, "Bro, like, are you juicing?" No, bro, I'm whiskey and tequila in.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was AI.
And-
But it transitioned really cool. And it was funny because I did that. And then like a couple of days later, I went to go talk to a realty company and all their guys. And the broker was just like, I looked you up and I saw that video and I was like, it was AI. Like, he was just like, oh yeah. He was just like, dude, you were swole. And I was just like,
Hey, prayers, vitamins.
Right? Say your prayers and vitamins, brother. Yeah. No, so like now we got to think of this. Like back in the day, what kind of things as in like get like how do you say criminal wise, like robbing a bank, robbing a store. Right?
Right.
Or, maybe utilizing prescription medication a certain way, right? That's utilizing something and turning it into a bad, right? And I think that's a lot of things. This is don't let us tell you that AI is bad, guys. AI is great for your business and brands and things like that. But just like anybody else that can grab something good, someone's gonna turn it into shit and turn it bad. And that's what they're doing with this, man. Because I think it really does help more of us business owners, especially how fast society wants us to be, and on social media and things like that. Like, I think that's the beneficial part of what this is,
Yeah, let's talk about the good stuff with AI.
Right.
I was watching one of y'all's podcasts the other day when you were talking to someone about like people wanting stuff now.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. I couldn't think of the word. Yes, instant gratification. And AI can help with that because unfortunately that's where society is going. You think about like Uber Eats. Hey, I want this, but I don't want to go. Let me order it in. Or Amazon. Hey, I need this tomorrow. Bet Prime overnight.
Don't be talking about my life, Steven.
Bro, I'm not going to talk about my wife. But she does.
Dude, you got a shitload of Amazon boxes, I'm sure, on your front porch.
And I'm just like, what did you order? Let me order one thing. And she's just like, what'd you order? Nothing compared to the 20 that you bought this week.
Well, to get free shipping, if you spend this amount, so I thought I'd just,
Yeah, that shit's got me in trouble, too.
Dude, one thing I can't stand about Amazon, you got to order $25 worth of shit to get it fast and free.
Yeah.
So then you're there ordering more shit.
Right, and then it's like $30 or $40, and it was just like
That's when the
fuck,
Dave
I was-
Chappelle comes out of me. Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, for real.
Got him.
But yeah, AI can make your business so much faster, so much smoother, and I even have a bot.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that buzz? Sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I heard
it
it.
sounded like a lawnmower was going
Oh,
off.
is somebody outside cutting grass? I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what it was.
Took on my real quick. I was like, wait a second. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Steven. Go ahead.
Shit, I lost track. My ass is old. Too.
Oh,
Need that
bro, I
gum.
ruined that. My bad. We were going with Amazon. Geez, I apologize, buddy. I heard that buzz. It said damn lawnmower outside.
No, I heard it too. But yeah, with AI, man, it can make your job so much faster, so much easier. Oh, the bot. So I created a bot that's a brainstorm bot. So I can even have it on my phone. And my daughter hates this. When I put it on the phone, I can do voice. And so now I'm talking to it. And I'm just like, hey, could you save this for later? Because I'm always thinking of ideas. And so when I do, I pop it in there. So now I have this AI agent that has all my brainstorming stuff that I can go back to later and be like, hey, what did I talk about with this? Or what about that? You know, because my mind's always going. I'll see something. It was funny when I was at that networking event a few weeks ago. This guy was on stage, was just like, yeah, you've never seen this thing. And I was like, bet. I got up my phone and I just started putting it in there. And I'm just like, you're right. Can I build it? So now I'm trying to build it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Mr. Build-A-Brand, right?
Yes. So I help people not only elevate, but build their brand on social media to say, hey, this is what I do. Because if you think about it, you as a person, you're the brand. So years ago, I worked at Sears Automotive, right? I started off as an oil change tech. I worked my way up. When I was a technician, I got slick and I made business cards with my name, and I would leave it in the car, and I would say, hey, I was your technician today. When you come back, ask for me. And so people would come back and they'd go to the front and be like, hey, I need Steven. And they're just like, what? Like, oh, yeah, he's my mechanic. And they're like, well, we're Sears. We're not Steven's shop. You know, like you get who you get. And they're just like, well, no, like he left his business card. And they're like, what? So then the manager was like, what'd you do? So I was like, oh, I got these business cards and I put it in there so that way I can build my clientele. So then I worked my way up. So now I'm the general manager.
Did they get upset about that, by the way? Like, I'm
No, they
curious.
loved it.
Really?
They actually made all the technicians business cards, and they started doing it like district wide, saying, hey,
Nice, man.
you know, put this in the car. Let's do something different. Firestone's not doing it. Goodyear's not doing it. You know, and so then that's where I really started getting into marketing, because once I worked my way up out of the shop and into the front, and we have a line of people to the door, and I'm just like, man, these people are just pissed off by the time they get up there. Like, they're already pissed off because there's something wrong with their car, right? So I went into the Sears retail. I found the biggest TV they had that day, and I was just like, hey, I told the manager, I didn't get this TV. I need to put it in us. And they're just like, you can't do that. Well, yeah, I can. I can just write it off, you know, like, and they're like, no, bet. Went and got it anyways. Put it up there next to the desk. I went and got a thumb drive, and I created different videos on YouTube about the services that we offered, and I had it playing. So then people are in line, they're watching the video of all these services that we offer, so I'm planting the seed. So when they get up there, I'm just like, hey, it's wintertime. Have you changed your coolant? And they're like, oh, no, but I saw it. Or they're coming up there like, hey, I saw this. What's that? And so it gave those people a lead to be able to like, hey, sell this. Well, I ended up getting fired, right? Because I messed up and being an idiot. I was scared. I was married at the time. I just had my daughter. And I was like, fuck, what do I do? So I went to town, and there was a body shop that didn't have a mechanic that we used to work with. And I told him, hey, bro, I want to start my own business. I don't have money, but I have the skill. I can work on cars, and I'm really good at it. Can we trade? Like, I'll fix some of these cars that you need, in order for me to rent the space. And he was just like, hell yeah. So I went to this place. It was called T-Rex Auto Body. And I'll never forget, man. I walked in there and I was talking to the owner. I said, hey, man, I left Sears. I'm starting my own business. This is where I'm at. Would you be willing to send business to me? He was just like, hell yeah. He's like, let me tell you something, man. I didn't go to Sears because of, Sears. I went to go see Steven. He goes, because when I would come and there's a line out the door, I would just walk into the back, drop the keys off to you, and you would take care of me. Because I always told them, hey, don't stand in line. Like, I need to take care of you guys. I understand you run a business and you need to keep this stuff moving. So then when he told me that, and I was like, damn, that's my brand. That's me. So I started going to all the other shops, and they were just like, yeah, I'll send shit to you. And so ever since then, several years ago, I'm doing credit repair, and I got me a group, and I'm doing really good. And people are like, man, you're the GOAT. And I was like, thanks. And one lady, she was like, I'm going to call you Goatmez. And I was like, I love that shit.
Hell yeah.
And I started thinking about it, and I was like, that's going to be my brand. I created a little goat and everything. And I own several businesses, and people all know me as that. Like, hey, that's Goatmez. It's like, that dude legit does everything. It's funny, like, my neighbors in my neighborhood, like, somebody will post something, and I'll be like, oh, I can help with that. And this guy the other day was just like, damn, bro, what do you not do? Shit. I mean, I try to do anything. If I can make money, I want to do it. And that's my brand, where I try to help people. What is it that you're the best at? How can you monetize it? It was funny. I was talking to a mentee the other morning. She had me dying. She was like, yeah, my friend was telling me about something, and she was like, monetize that shit. And I was laughing. I said, girl, that needs to be your slogan. Like, I said, that's my war cry. I try to tell my wife, hey, can I put that out on social media? She's like, no. I'm like, damn. But I tell people, like, that's what I do. I help you monetize your brand, your idea. You may not even know what your brand is yet.
Yeah.
But I'll help you find it. I'll help you create it. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to help you. I'm going to make you think outside the box and make you feel uncomfortable and be like, okay, because it's scary, Starting a business is scary.
Yeah.
You guys know.
It is, man.
Where did you think this creativity came from? Was it the military? Was it you being young? Was it something that you kind of grew onto?
Iraq, 2005. Like, everybody made fun of me. They're just like, dude, so we would go out there into the towns, and they would sell these DVDs. Yeah, you probably seen them. Like, they have, like,
Wait, hold on. What kind of DVDs were these?
like bootleg.
Bootleg movies.
Yeah, movies.
Okay.
They would put like 10 movies on one DVD, right?
Okay.
And they would sell a DVD for like $10 or 3 for like 17 or something. And I would always try to go out there and negotiate with them, because I'm just like, man, I don't want to pay full price. Like, to be honest, I just wanted to go fuck with them. I wasn't thinking about like.
So this was $10 in Iraq?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. I'm just like, I ain't paying that shit. Like, come on.
Wait, is that expensive in Iraq or what? I mean,
Dude, $10 in Iraq, okay?
I was about to say, okay, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty expensive.
It's a lot. And so I'm just like, and I'm giving you American dollars.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not giving you that shit.
$10 in Iraq is probably like $500.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like
Yeah,
that.
bro.
I didn't
It's
know.
like big money to them, and they're getting all these soldiers just like, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, no, hell no. So I would negotiate. I got it down to $5 a DVD, or like 3 for $12. Or I got something stupid, because I would always tell the guy, hey man, like, I'm going to tell my friends, hey, this is a good quality. This isn't that bullshit where you see someone walking across the screen. Like, give me some good shit, and I'll promote it. And so that got me going really good. And then we went out to the city. It was like right outside the gate, there was a cigar shop. And we would always pop in there because me and my buddies would always smoke cigars. Well, one day the owner came up to me. He's just like, brother, come here. And I'm just like, okay. He gives me a hug and he kisses me on each cheek, and I'm just like frozen. I'm just like, okay. He's like, because y'all come here, nobody messes with us. He's like, any cigar you want. I mean, the whole back wall is full of cigars from bottom to the top. He's like, anyone you want. And I was like, man, I want a Cohiba. You know, because I was paying $50 for one cigar. I mean, these things are
Dang.
In Iraq.
In Iraq, bro.
How much is it in America? What, the same?
Oh, no, probably about 100.
Okay.
If you can even get one.
What kind of cigar is this, by the way? Educate me.
Cuban cigar.
Oh, Cuban cigar. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like
I
legit
misheard. I
ones.
misheard.
And so I would tell him, I was like, I just want like a little cheap one. You know, he's just like, no. What do you like to smoke? And I was like, well, I like to smoke Cohiba. So every week I'd have like 2 or 3. And then on Wednesday nights, me and my buddies would have like a little circle, you know, on our chairs, and we were smoking cigars. And they're like, damn, bro, how are you affording a fucking Cohiba every week? And I was just like, I'm plugged in over here, man. Like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so cool.
And when I I'm always thinking, how can I make some money easy?
Yeah.
You know? So when we had first moved into, I hear that buzz.
Dude, first of all, how is there even a lawnmower around? There's not even any grass around here. It's a fucking parking lot. I'm like, what the, oh, go ahead, sorry. I'm hearing it too. I'm like, what the hell? I'm thinking about it. There's not even grass around
It sounds
here.
like some hair clippers.
Somebody's
Yeah,
somebody's
like, I know I
getting
need
a fade in the back.
Shit, right? We do fades too.
Right.
But when we first got there, you know, to our little encampment, I remember this dude came by in his little Gator with like TVs and DVD players. He's like, hey man, we're leaving, so we're selling this to you guys. And I was like, bro, that's fucking slick.
Yeah.
You know, because we need that stuff. Like we're gonna want to watch TV, play PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. So I just started saving up my money, and I would watch when units would leave, and as they're about to leave, I'd go get the Gator from the motor pool, and I run up there, and I'd be like, hey man, what are y'all trying to sell? You know, they're like, oh, I got this, or hey, I'm just gonna give this away. Here's a fridge. Like I can't take it with me. So then I'm the plug. Y'all hear that?
I didn't hear that one. Sorry. Want me to close this door? Should I close the door? Maybe that might help. Sure. Sorry.
Hey, everybody, this is a live broadcast, so when you're live, things happen, sounds happen. But yeah, we're going to keep on track here with his Gator talk in Iraq. The guy's a negotiator. Negotiating with Iraqis, bro, that's next level.
Yeah,
right?
like them fools, they don't play, man. They're like, no, this is the price.
Right.
You know, and you have to flip the script on them. You're like, no, I'm the one with the cash.
Yeah, because they're not marketers. They're oblivious to all this stuff. They just need money.
Yes.
To survive.
Yeah, and they're just like, I found a need, so now I'm going to give it to them.
Right.
You know, and they're great at it, and they're great negotiators because they don't bend at all. They're not like us. They're not like, well, damn, I need to make this sell because I'm trying to hit this goal. You know, I'm looking at my metrics, and they're just like, I don't know shit about that. It's $5.
Just like when you go on vacation to Cancun or anywhere, and you see these street hustlers out there. Yes. They're always looking to negotiate and to make a deal. And some of these people, they're not blessed the way we are. That's their livelihood.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they don't sell this TV or this earrings or shells or whatever,
right,
they don't eat.
Yep. And I'm glad you said that because I always tell people your mindset is, when I was a technician, this guy had taught me this. He's like, you eat what you kill. And I'm like, the fuck, I'm working on cars. I'm not hunting, you know?
We're all hunting, bro.
Yeah, and then I thought about it. I was like, oh, shit. So the more work I would get done, the more I would get paid. It's crazy. I worked at Nissan in Austin. I started in like July. That December, I actually got an award for Employee of the Year. And so many people got pissed off. And they're just like, dude, you weren't even here the full year. Yeah, but when I got there, I hit the ground running. I had my toolbox. I would pack my lunch. I wasn't going to the taco truck. I wasn't going out with the guys who go get lunch. I would have my food right there. And I would be working on a car, and then I'd run, and I'd take a bite of my food. I had it right there on the toolbox, hands dirty. I didn't give a shit. I'm like, we ate like that in Iraq. You know, so I'm like, it wasn't nothing to me.
A little dirt won't hurt.
Yeah, so I would get a car on the lift, and then I would pick it up while I'm waiting for parts, and I'd pull in another one right underneath it, and I'd start working on that. And I remember the general manager came out one day, and he's just like, damn, bro, I didn't think people would do that. I had to have cars behind it, and I'm just like, I got to keep it moving, man. Like, I got to make money, and that's what I try to teach is you have to be a hustler. You have to really know what you want to sell, but how to sell it. Look at what people are doing, do it different or do it better.
Yep. I'm going to go back to what you just said in the beginning. So you got this award and you weren't even there the whole year.
Yep.
And let's talk about value and impact. It's not how much time you were there.
Yep.
It's what you did with your time. You weren't out doing smoke breaks and out 2-hour lunches and fucking off somewhere. You were in there working on what you needed to do. People took notice. The leadership team took notice. The customers took notice. Their revenue was getting better, and they didn't have any issues with you, right? But people get that skewed sometimes. Like, oh, I've been here for 20 years.
Right.
Well, what the hell have you done in 20 years, bro? And it happens in fucking politics all the time. I don't want to get on my soapbox. But I don't give a shit that you've been in the Senate for 20 years. What the hell have you done? What laws have you been able to pass? What kind of things have you been able to do for the people that are trusting you with their service or their business or their livelihoods? That is the key, man. What you do with the time.
And I'm glad you said that, because the other day I talked to you guys about, I made a post, in one of the groups here in town, and this lady came at me and she had said, she was like, you're a micro influencer. She's like, you have micro accounts. And I was like, but what you make in a month, I can make in a couple of days. That's not a flex. But you don't need 1 million followers. You need the right followers.
Yeah.
You can have 100 people following you. And if that's 100 businesses that are just pouring in and making money, dude, you could be way up there. It's not about following. It's about your brand, giving out what you can, and really blowing up that way. Like I tell people all the time, I'm like, it was funny. I made a post. I have like a little over 8,000 followers on Facebook, right? I was looking at my metrics like I do every day. In 28 days, I lost 760 followers. But my insights and my engagement had gone up like crazy. And I'm just like, most people will be like, shit, I lost 700 people?
Bro, I cried when I lost 10 the other day. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, they weren't my audience.
Yep.
It's obvious because my metrics kept going up. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be such a big following. People will follow you organically. If you're just real and you're just like, hey, this is what I can give you, and you can speak to their pain points, and help them, but be legit and help them, it's a game changer.
Right. Yeah. And I always tell JRock, and I tell everybody, all it takes is one. One person that reaches out to you that is a mogul or a business owner that wants to connect with you and collaborate with you. All it takes is that person. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You don't need 1 million. And I see these people, we need to go viral. For what? You're going to fall off eventually. You can't, and if you can sustain the viral platform or process, cool. But it doesn't always equate to success. Absolutely. Success in the point that you're going viral and you have all these followers. But I've seen a lot of people that have all these followers that they don't have any value. And half of those people are bots, AI generated things. And I see it. I'm like, because I see these kids, and I have teenagers. Right. And they're real big into social media and how many followers you have and how many likes. And I say, you know what? What I provide, I have some bangers, right? Yep. And when I say bangers, meaning that I help people buy and sell homes. I help people make money. I help people solidify their relationships. I help people in so many other ways. And just because I don't make a video of me singing and dancing to go viral, who gives a shit, right? Yeah. And that's what a lot of people are looking for. Now I see all these like realtors, I'm doing a dance and this. Yeah. You'll never fucking see me in there singing karaoke or doing it. I did one thing where I was doing push-ups in the home, and I was exercising, and I think you remember that, JRock. Yeah, I do. But you're never going to see me in there dancing and singing just to get 1,000 views or likes or whatever. Right. But it's what it is. It's the value that people are looking at you for.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I see it a lot, especially in the credit repair industry. Yeah. People are just like lifestyle marketing.
That's a dog-eat-dog world, too, in the credit industry.
Bro, like people want that. They're just like, oh, I want to drive that Lambo. I want to have that nice car. I want to take all these trips. And I'm just like, that's cool. I don't need a $2,000 car payment because that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to be able to try to live this lavish lifestyle that I'm having to, you know, keep up. And now I'm having to keep getting these people to pay me.
And then you're eating ramen noodles
Right.
on a Friday night at your house on date night because you
Yes.
can't afford anything else. I've seen that. I've seen business people go out of business and then they're stuck with all these things that they don't need.
You know, and it's funny, because people are just like, well, you know, you do really good. Why aren't you going out? And I was like, I don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to flex. I can.
Yeah.
You know, like I live in $1 million house, and then we have another house that we have in Georgetown that we built like 4 years ago. My daughter stays there with her family and my grandson because we're building a legacy. But I don't need to go, you know, and be like, oh yeah, look at me. You know, like, who gives a fuck? If you, that's not my audience isn't trying to get there. They're trying to build. They're trying to create their own thing. They're not trying to focus on a big ass house right now. They're just like, hey, how can I just get my brand off the ground?
Stair step. They're trying
Yes.
to stair step. It's one step at a time. It's going to take you some work to get to level 10.
Absolutely.
But if you can if you're on level 1, getting to level 2 or 3, that's a fucking win.
You
And
know,
that's where you need to go. You need to take it one step at a time.
and I tell people when I first started in the, you know, entrepreneur world, my biggest problem was I would look at everybody else and I would get pissed because I wasn't there. These fools have been doing this shit for years. I can't expect to compete. So I'll give you guys a gem. What really, really helped me out is in my office, we put a whiteboard right next to the door with a calendar. And at the time, I was working, I had a partnership with a buddy of mine. We had a mechanic shop. And I was just tired of it. I was just like, man, I know, because I had just started credit repair. I was like, I know I can do really good at this. You know, and then, because by then I was already doing coaching and we were doing like consulting for credit repair owners. And my wife was like, you need to make $10,000 a month in order to, you know, get out of the mechanic world and do this full time. Bro, I was scared. I was like, damn, $10,000 a month? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, fuck, how do I get there? So what I did is I got this calendar and I said, okay, break it down by week. So this is what I need to make a week. Then I broke it down. Okay, this is what I need to make a day, right? And I had things that I could utilize that I could sell every day. So I'm just like, okay, I got to sell this much product, or I got to sell this many coaching. And I started breaking it down, and I love my wife, man, but she would be on my ass because she would write the number down there. If she went up there and she put a damn goose egg, bro, I wouldn't hear about it. So then, like the first couple where I didn't do shit that day, she's just like, really? You were online all day. But I wasn't, 'cause I was at work all day till 5 or 6. And then tonight, like I'm coming home and she was just like, right, but you're not busy all day. You got your phone. She's like, I know your ass is on Facebook. You know, why are you not utilizing that time that you have during the day? You're slow, or you're on lunch break, or your ass is sitting on the toilet. And I was just like, you're right. The next month, when we started calculating it, I did $15,000 outside of my regular job. And I was like, oh shit. You know, because I put that whiteboard and I started competing against myself. And I tell people it doesn't have to be monetary. You can put that whiteboard and say, hey, I need to talk to 5 different businesses this week about what I offer. And make sure you're doing it. You know, you have to hold yourself accountable.
Right.
You know?
Dude, and I love that because that's what we do here. This is an extension. My voice, my likeness here, it's speaking to people out on YouTube and Spotify and all Facebook. That's what JRock does. That is an extension. And I tell people, come on the podcast, build your own podcast. We can do it for you. We are a resource, and that's what you are, my man. Mm-hmm. You are a jack of all trades, master of a couple, maybe master of right. None or a couple, whatever. Yeah. But you know enough to make you dangerous in any industry. Absolutely. Same with us. And before we started the show, our niche is not talking to one industry. We talk to any industry. And I have been blessed with the skill set to be able to talk, have conversations. It's simple.
Absolutely.
Is it even a skill? Sure. I mean, I can hold conversations. We can go for 4 hours talking. But of course, we're going to cut it short.
Right.
But we have not only the luxury and the platform to do it, but we have the skill set, and we learned it on our own. We started this about 5 years ago, JRock.
Yeah, about 5.
Something like this. And it's just repetitions. Every single guest I have is repetitions. And imagine all the conversations we have that aren't on camera.
Right.
We've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of conversations, just like anybody else.
Yep.
Right.
But everybody has the ability to get on social media, to have AI, to coach. People have a skill set, and that they don't even understand that they do. They can monetize just like you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And this is a PSA. Everybody has the potential to be successful. Everybody has the potential to be monetarily rich.
Yep.
Or relationship rich. Just it's about, and we've kind of been feeding it to you throughout the podcast.
Right.
Treat people well, provide value, communicate well, shut the fuck up when you need to shut the fuck up. Listen. We've been giving you nuggets throughout, and you're the personal testimony here.
Absolutely.
You can do it. Nice house, nice family, nice business dealings, and just connections. And all we're doing is just being us, keeping it real. We're not doing anything out of the ordinary. I don't go get all kinds of coaching, and I've done that with my life experience.
Right.
You've done it with your life experience. Same with JRock. It's just life experience. Go out there and talk to people, meet new things, and face challenges, face problems. I encourage people to have problems.
Absolutely.
It sucks. It sucks to even say that, but it's the truth. Without problems and struggle and trials and tribulations, you're not really going to truly grow.
Yeah, you're never going to learn.
If everything is hunky-dory, everything is great all the time, then are you truly growing? No. You're just becoming complacent, and you're not truly becoming who you need to be.
And you know what the cool thing about you guys being here locally, there's so many business owners.
So many.
That they could utilize their platform to come here and be like, hey, guys, I want to chat with y'all because y'all have, a badass setup here. And you guys can elevate their brand to think outside of local. See, I did it backwards. I went and I tried to get my stuff nationwide, and I've done really well. So now that I'm trying to come and, bring that here, it's different because people aren't used to it, So if you're here local and you own a business and you're just like, hey, I have a product or a service that I can increase my audience in my reach, a podcast is the best way to do it.
Dude, it's unbelievable, Steven. We have everything here. We have the resources, but there are some entities that, no. Either they're intimidated, unconfident, or whatever the case may be. This will elevate your brand, your business, your logo, everything. And we talk about all the time, and JRock said it in a previous reel that we had. Sure, if you get on MySA or the local news for 3 or 4 minutes, cool. But to have a conversation, we've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, and we've been highlighting you, right? And not only highlighting you, we've been just talking about how you can help others,
right?
And this is gold.
Oh yeah, because we have such a badass studio. So now I can get the video, I can share it. My people can share it. Just like yesterday, I started reaching out to all my people, like, "Hey, share this. This is where I'm going to be at tomorrow." Like, and it didn't cost me shit.
And you're also a podcaster.
I am a podcaster.
So good on you as well, because podcasting right now is king.
Absolutely.
Joe Rogan, you got all these other podcasts, and people just don't truly understand the ability to highlight your brand and your business. And let's go into brand real quick before we wrap up, Steven.
All right, before you keep going with that, is that okay, Johnny?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I want to continue what you're talking about real quick. People that go on to those other pages or channels for 3-5 minutes, they're missing out on their personality as a business owner or whatever it is that they're sharing. And that's literally at the end of the day what it is. Like, do I really want to work with this person? Do I really want service from this person?
Right.
And then when they find out how great of a person you are through a podcast for an hour or whatever long we do the episode, that's deeper than your 3, 5, 7 minutes that you're on this show. Now, don't get me wrong. The platform is probably great, whatever brand that is.
Right.
But to be able to do a podcast like this and talk about something and dig deep into a conversation is way better than any probably minute and a half commercial too.
Right.
So
Yeah, this is a deep dive into you. We've talked about your life.
Right.
Talked about how you help people. We talked about AI, talked about branding. We talked about your time in Iraq.
Right.
All these things. So now people can say, man, that's Stephen Goatmez. He's way more than just a business owner. Goatmez Media. He is this. And that's the brand. And a lot of people don't understand your brand is your face, your voice.
Absolutely.
Your appearance. The way you present yourself out in public is your brand. And people need to hold that near and dear. It's sacred. Once you water down your brand, it's going to be hard to get it back.
Absolutely.
And that's why we hold our brand to a high standard. And my brand is being able to be a resource and helping people. And I think yours is the same thing.
Absolutely. And if I can give one piece of advice to people here local is leave your ego at the door. You know, you might do podcasting, you might do coaching or social media marketing. Like I seen there's a couple of companies here that do social media marketing and they kind of do the same thing, you know, which is cool. I mean, there's thousands of people, but when you, and so y'all are kind of at each other, like, oh, I'm better, or I'm better. Fuck all that. You do it different. You know, do it different by coming here and putting your shit out on national level. Right. You know, and that's the thing is you always want to think here, my area, I don't want to be the best in New Braunfels. Not at all. I want to be the best nationwide.
Absolutely.
You know, I want to be able to be in fucking Alaska and people are like, oh, hey, I hired this dude.
yeah.
You know, and that's what I want. And I think with business owners coming into something like this with you guys, y'all can really put them out there. But sometimes they're just like, well, I could do it better.
Right.
Well, fucking come sit in this seat and show me.
Yeah. I have a camera. I have a software. Cool. But being affiliated with people who can connect you in other ways, that's the magic. That's the key.
Absolutely.
Because anybody can, I mean, people do social media reels all the time. Right. Hey, everybody. Hey, I'm having a great day. Great to see you. And here's your advice for the day. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But let's get on a podcast and have some real talk. Let's talk about your family. Let's talk about your past. Let's talk about where you made mistakes and how you can give people advice. Those are the things. And ask questions and answer questions. And
humanize you.
And we appreciate you for being able to understand. I mean, all of our guests that come on, they understand that big concept.
Right.
They all want to be successful. They want to tell their story. They want to be able to have this platform to showcase and highlight as an extension of their humanistic form, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you hit it on the head there. You got something?
I was just saying it's crazy because like in a I'm not trying to go negative with this, but like there's been some companies and corporations where you learn who the CEO or the founder of that company is, and you're like, I don't want to give that fucking company my money anymore.
Right.
I don't want to give. They're doing what? With what? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that no more. And where again, podcasting can change that perspective. Like, oh, this business owner is a veteran. This business owner did this for the community. And I had no idea because all I see is that name and I go buy that item or that service. Yep. And I never knew that about them. But when they get to know that about you, you're like, I want to get behind this person. I want my money to go to this corporation because of the heart and what they're doing. You're giving them, they're giving you this service. Well, with that money, they're helping this other brand or this nonprofit.
Right.
Like those are the things that I look into. You know what I mean? Like I stopped eating McDonald's after the McDonald's movie. Like I'm gonna be real with you. I really stopped eating McDonald's because of the McDonald's movie, but also like that's one of like 10 brands as of recent that I'm like, dude, I don't want to give these people my money anymore.
Right.
And I really did love the Big Mac.
For real, bro.
I still love the Big Mac. That's one of my favorite burgers. The Big Mac's getting smaller though.
It is
They need to
getting
call
smaller.
it or rename it the Little Mac.
Right?
But it's still good. It's got what? 2 patties.
Yeah.
3
then, like,
pieces of bread. You got the sesame
lettuce.
seeds and all that. You remember that from Coming to America?
Oh, yeah.
Our buns have no seeds. They got the golden arches. We got the golden arcs.
Yes. And another thing to kind of, piggyback off of what you said about the brand, like you might see somebody on social media for just a few seconds if they're doing a video or they're, posting content, and you may read their tone different. Like people, I tell you, people think that I'm an asshole all the time.
I got one yesterday.
And then they meet me and they're like, damn, you're actually pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, I know. And my wife tells me all the time. But that's the cool thing about here is none of this shit's scripted. Like when I was talking to you yesterday, you're like, hey, bro, this isn't like scripted. I don't even know what we're going to talk about.
I don't have notes. I don't have anything.
Yeah, we're just going to come up here and freestyle it. And that's the best way to get the real you out in front of people. Maybe people still don't like me. Cool. I'm not your ideal coach, and you're not my ideal client, and that's okay. Because there's plenty more. Like,
That's their problem. That's not your problem.
Exactly.
If they have a problem, that's on them.
They must not be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, fucking jabronis.
Yeah, there you go. Jabronis. Yeah, and that's literally something that I've learned just as young, like you hopefully I don't butcher this, but like you don't like the bad guys, right? You like the good guys. But then when you get older, you're like, I kind of like the bad guy. Because he's really telling the truth while the good guy is just trying to give you, you know what I mean?
Fluff.
Fluff,
and I really see that people are doing that today. And when you do sit them down and you dig deep and you talk about their lives and things like that, you win or lose, you're going to win or lose some people over. You know what I mean? But we're not working for the people that are going to keep, saying that we're negative or we're trying to do certain things for certain areas or brands, whatever. We're showing who we truly are and what we're doing it for. And if you don't like it, go follow somebody else, I think.
Right.
That's the way it's got to be,
Yeah, I'd rather help 10 genuine, like really fucking hustlers that are actually going to do something than 100 that are just going to half-ass it. Because that 10 is going to be more appreciative because I was real with them and I'm just like, hey, I'm going to help you and I'm going to be here and I'm not going to ghost you. I'm not going to make excuses. Like, we're going to fucking dig in the trenches, Like, we're going to dig our own trench. Like, I tell people all the time, like, let's build a table together. Don't come towards the end when it's time to eat and you didn't put shit in, And that's what I always talk about. Like people say, oh, when you make it, we're collaborating. But you're not. Those people don't want to collaborate with you. I always said, like, when I make it, like, I want to, it's not lonely at the top if you bring people with you because they're your people.
Right.
And they're going to keep it 100 all the way. Once you're up there, y'all are all there at that same level. You're really not trying to compete because y'all collaborated and y'all grew together versus me just popping in and these people are just like, bro, I done put in work.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've been here and you just got here. Right, but I'm here to flip the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Johnny, what was that? You told me this the other day on the phone. You were like, that McDonald's needs Burger King, right?
So that's called market sharing. We all need each other. Small business owners need each other. You talked about those 2 social media companies. They need each other.
Yeah.
There's no company that can take on 100 to 200 clients on a weekend.
Right.
I own a photo booth company. I don't want to, and I can't. I don't have the capacity to do 100 events. So what do? I collaborate with other photo booth owners. I collaborate with other social media people because I want to make them better. I want everybody to truly win at the same time. And if I can refer them business, they'll refer me business as well. Yes. And if I can refer them business, everybody wins. My client that I'm referring, that business owner, I'm winning as well. Right. And because they might be giving me a kickback or something as a marketer because I'm the person that got the lead.
Right.
So marketing companies, they get leads.
Yep.
And if they want to work it or don't, they refer it out, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand that concept. So McDonald's needs Burger King. CVS needs Walgreens.
Yep.
What? Who
Walmart,
else?
H-E-B.
Walmart, HEB. They all need each other.
That's why they're so close to each other.
Yep.
Right? And
Absolutely.
And I don't know how they do it at the top, but they work in unison together for not only to help the community win, but to help themselves win too. Because there is a friendly competition, whatever prices or whatever. CVS. If something's not at CVS, I'm gonna go to Walgreens. If something's not at Walgreens, I'm gonna go to CVS because they're always right across the street from each other.
Yes.
Yep.
Same thing in small business, and I've been saying this for a long time. I don't really have my real competition is myself.
Absolutely.
But there is competition in
Yes.
a sense. There's always competition. But
Right.
I don't look at it as, oh, those are my competitors. No,
Right.
I got no fucking competitors.
Exactly.
And because and I'm gonna say this, Stephen, and JRock's heard me say it before. I'm customized. Nobody has 24 years of Air Force service, 16 years of Air Force recruiting, 4 years of being a drill instructor, 4 years of avionics, small business owner, the ability to do podcasts, the ability to build relationships, the ability to be a realtor, have all these skills, marketing. Nobody has that. Now, if there's another realtor who doesn't have that, how the fuck are you competing with me?
Exactly.
You can't compete with me. I'm a customized product.
And that's what I tell people too with my coaching. I was like, I'm not cookie cutter. Like, I am customized to what you need. I literally started at ground zero and built a 7-figure brand. Like, real talk, we made that much money and by bootstrapping everything. I didn't get loans. I didn't even have a mentor.
Right. Build it from the ground up, bro. That's the hardest thing to do.
I figured it out myself.
Yep.
And now I want to help people, and it blows my fucking mind. Is I'll reach out to people, and I'm just like, "Hey, I just love your energy. I just want to help you. I will coach you for free."
Right.
And they're just like, "Oh yeah, yeah," and then they don't show up. I'm just like,
Oh my goodness.
"Damn, bro, you had a badass opportunity."
One thing that I'm running into right now, which this took 4 years, by the way, guys. People won't be patient enough to take fucking 4 years, right? So I've been running my basketball program for a couple years now, and this NBA guy came to town and lives in the Cibolo Shirts area, and all these players gravitate. Oh my God, this is an NBA player. I want to learn from him. Not really. I mean, props to the guy. He made it. Did his thing. That takes fucking work, right? Gets back and he's promoting himself like he's gonna change these kids' lives. We're 4 years out and he's no longer in business. Right?
Really?
And everybody left me because I'm this whatever they want to see me as, right?
Right.
I mean, hell, I didn't play college ball. I didn't get offered. I didn't get any of that shit. I just loved the game so much that I learned enough to know that, man, I can really make some changes in the community with these kids and actually do shit. And just year by year, learning and teaching myself to get into this business, right?
Right.
Just because somebody may have this thing that may give them this push, like you said, are you going to show up, man? Are you going to do it? And that's literally all it takes. And I think that's what people look at social media. And we want to go back to competitor and this and that. Like, there's a lot of great, social media companies here in New Braunfels and in the area. But if you go look at their social media, you can definitely tell the difference. Right. You can tell personality. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, God, do I really want to work with that?
Right.
So that's why it's good for there to be choices in different types of companies, right? So you got to just be open-minded to that and understand that, again, community over competition is what it's at,
Now, there are some people I don't want to collaborate with and do any kind of business with, and I let them know up front and why. I do, and I'll say this again one more time, we're in the business of helping people. But people have to help themselves as well by showing up, by doing the steps, doing the extra work. And instant gratification, let's talk about that real quick again.
Yeah.
People want instant results just because they make a post on social media. Oh, okay, I'm going to go viral. And then if it doesn't go viral, I'm going to stop doing it because it didn't work. No. Yeah. It takes consistency. You got to keep doing it. You got to do the reps.
Yes.
Right? Just like in sports, you got to lift your weights. You got to do your your push-ups, your sit-ups, and your health. You got to eat right.
Right.
Same thing on social media and owning a business. You got to keep the repetition coming.
Yes.
The good is going to come with the bad. You're going to have bad days. Some days you're going to have a client who's just bitching and complaining about something. Even though you're right, you have to make sure you can solve the problem. Maybe they're wrong. Let them know you're wrong, or they're wrong, but you're still going to solve the problem for them.
Absolutely.
Because one wrong or one bad person, Stephen, and you know this, can ruin your entire business.
Absolutely.
Social media, although I love it, I can't stand it on the other end because people are relentless and ruthless on taking people down that earned, that hustled, that worked, that build, and they don't. And one asshole in his basement can take you down.
Yep.
Right? And that one asshole in the basement, I tell business owners, don't worry about that guy.
Right.
Because he's a nobody.
Yep.
He's just an agitator.
Yep.
Focus on the big picture. Focus on your family, your success, your brand. Focus on those things that are going to make you and build your legacy, like we talked about. Because the dude in the basement, he ain't shit, and he never will be.
Right.
That's why he's still living at home, and he doesn't know any better.
Right.
But if you go in there and you argue with people online over something that doesn't matter, strangers, you're going to fall by the wayside. So be strong and be resilient mentally.
Yeah, and it's crazy is there's business owners here that I've sent a DM. I'm just like, hey, this is who I am. Would love to just, collaborate, chop it up, leave my ass on read. I'm just like, okay, cool. Your loss.
Are you a one-man team, by the way,
I
Steven?
am. Well, my wife and I. But
Okay.
Yeah, I do all the marketing. She does a lot of the administration type stuff.
Okay.
But then I do have an assistant that helps me with like the websites and the building stuff. But like as far as the AI and the coaching, it's just me.
Nice, man. Good stuff, brother.
So I want to collaborate with you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need your help, brother.
Yeah. We're gonna collaborate. We're gonna do business. Hopefully, we can provide value for you. You can provide value for us, and that's how we work together. And this magic is happening right live on camera, on the Social Plug podcast. So these are the reasons why I encourage people to come on, not only to voice yourself, but to collaborate with us.
Oh yeah, and like I'm excited, man. Like I really believe like we can blow this shit up like huge, and we can bring people. We can bring people with us. Like if you live here locally, and you want to put your brand out there nationally, or even farther here, just in Texas, like this is the place to do it.
Oh yeah.
Because they get to see exactly who you are. Not just a video of you talking shit about your competitor, because nobody wants to deal with people like that. Like, if you're always online trying to low-key throw shade at people that are doing the same business as you, nobody wants to do business with you. But if that person comes on and be like, hey, I just do it for fun, I do it for content, then they're just like, oh, shit, now I get it.
Right.
Like they're just trying to be funny, and if that person's a genuine person, people are going to be like, I get it now.
Yeah.
But if that person never gets the opportunity to show how they really are, like me, like my wife tells me all the time, she's like, people think you're an asshole, but I'm really not. And here I get to really show, like, hey, I'm a damn good dude. Like, I really help out people, and I help them build a brand. I'm the same online as I am in person. Like, you see me, I'll chop it up with you, and I'll give you gems. I'm not a gatekeeper. And hey,
Yeah, but again, I think it's also like when you posted the other day your insights, man. I love that. Like, that motivated the fuck out of me.
Yep.
And then when Johnny told me the other day, because unfortunately he's making me. No, I'm just playing. I'm booking, people to come on, and it's kind of like again we're restarting, and he's like, dude, we got Steven come on. And I was like, oh, that's great, because now I get to see what. We get to kind of talk about what those insights were, how that works.
Yeah.
And I think, again, just in any business, you have to just find that and dig a little deeper,
Absolutely.
For me, I'm hitting the wrestling fan base. People can either like me because of the wrestlers that I like or the wrestlers that I hate, or my insight in wrestling, period, right? But there's going to be some people like, dude, this dude don't know what the hell he's talking about, because their brain sees it a different way. But hopefully the connection of the wrestling keeps us together, but it doesn't hurt my fucking feelings.
And if they do a business, here locally, and let's say they don't like John Cena. They don't look that you look like John Cena from this up. You know?
Hey, wait, what are you trying to say?
You know, be like, hey, man, why don't you come on the podcast? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about your brand, but we have something in common that we can talk about and collaborate and really build you. Like, people need to think outside the box. Hey, what do we have in common, or what are our differences?
Yeah.
You know, fuck it, bring two people that do the same business in
Exactly,
here
yeah.
and be like, hey, we'll
Yeah.
mediate. What do y'all have? You know, we'll kind of see, hey, both of y'all can promote, you know, what you do. It's not a debate. It's not going to be like, I'm better than you. Hey, this is what I offer. And then make them collaborate, you know?
You know what's been
it's
really...
thinking outside the box.
You know what's been really cool, and Johnny can get my back on this one, is when we do Shoot the Shit podcast, we used to bring in 4 people, and it was me and Johnny and 2 other people that don't know each other and are in 2 completely different businesses.
Previous guests.
Yeah, and previous guests. So like one was Kevin Cecil and Samantha. I'm gonna butcher
Samantha.
that.
Samantha Lynn.
Samantha Lynn. One was a singer. She's a marketer. She's an event organizer. And then you had Kevin Cecil, who's the owner of the Triton's Arena Football.
Oh, wow.
So you got kind of entertainment at the same, but we were able to have conversation, and they just kind of dug into each other's lives a little bit.
Music and sports
Yeah.
were intertwined with each other.
It was
Right.
awesome.
Because music and sports is life.
Absolutely.
Doctors are life. Lawyers are life. Social media is life. Everything is life. Problem solvers. That's what we are. Whatever industry you're in, you're solving someone's problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all can get super creative too, man. Like, people don't think about that. Like, why would I want to put 2 people in the same industry in there?
Yeah.
You know, talk about it.
I saw 2
Hey.
people arguing on social media one day, but when I saw the clip, I'm like, oh, these guys are gonna fight. And then like by the end of the clip, they're like, I'm glad we can have this talk. Because
Right.
if I have this talk in the street or something like that, like one of us is going to get knocked. Somebody's putting hands on each other.
Yeah.
But for us to be able to sit down and have this understanding, we're showing the world that we can make this happen. We can talk
Right.
about this.
Yeah.
But have the same understanding. And it was cool because at the end of that conversation, they agreed, you know. And unfortunately, I'm saying unfortunate, but it actually had to do with politics. And I was just like, wow, a lot more people, especially in the U.S., need to see conversations like that, because we need to stop fighting, and we need to just more come together in those type of situations. But again, in the world of what we do in social media and everything, just quit arguing with each other. It doesn't have to be an argument. Somebody doesn't have to win. Debating is great. That's something that we've lost over the years, is just to be able to have a debate. So
You know, it's crazy you say that. A couple of weeks ago, a young lady online sent me a friend request, and one of our businesses are exactly the same. You know, and I'm just like, oh shit, you know? Then she has a private group for her business, and she invited me to it, and I was like, oh shit, time out. I sent her a message. I said, hey, look, we do the same thing. I don't know if you invited me to your group on accident or whatever, but I don't want people talking shit and being like, oh, Steven does this. You know, he's going to try and take your clients. And she was just like, no, I invited you because you're real and I like it, and you do shit the right way, unlike a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And then we started chopping it up, and I was like, damn, that was really cool. She was just like, I don't give a shit that we do the same thing. I like you. Come in here. You can drop gems, you know, or whatever. We could collaborate, or we can just be here and cheer each other on, you know? Like, it doesn't matter. We can be in the same space. But there's so many fucking people here.
Right.
Like, you're not going to take everybody. You know?
Just because they see your title, they automatically dismiss you or don't like you.
Yep.
Yes.
Just with that, without even knowing who you are.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate, man. People need to understand we're better together.
Absolutely.
No matter what industry you're in, you could be the same industry, different families, different political figures. It doesn't matter. We're better together. And once people can really understand that, the streets become safer.
Yes.
Conflict becomes minimized, and the world just becomes a safer place, man.
Absolutely.
Whether you're what religion, and this is across the world. This is a global thing.
Right. Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to get into it too much, but there's people with different ideologies and mindsets that if they just changed or tweaked the way they thought, they'd live longer, they'd have less stress, they'd be more prosperous, better financially, their relationships would last longer, and everything else that comes with it, man.
Absolutely.
So, Stephen, hey, we appreciate you, my friend.
Man, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we've had some great conversation, and we'd like to have you back on the Shoot the Shit podcast. This was originally supposed to be the Shoot the Shit podcast, but I thought you were very intriguing, and I wanted to highlight you on a deeper scale than just talking current events, talking about Post Malone and Diddy and all. I mean, you're deeper than
Trying
that,
to tell
man.
me something, Trey? Trying to tell me something?
No, but you're an intriguing figure. You're a motivational guy. You're not an asshole.
Right. Thank you.
No, he's not. No, he's
And
not.
I love that you and your wife can collaborate together.
Absolutely.
If you can collaborate with your wife on a day-to-day basis, you can collaborate with anybody.
Absolutely.
You know, if you can hold a strong relationship within your household, then you can instantly get my credibility.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, big shout out to you, man, and your wife.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
yeah, so keep doing it big. Keep thinking globally. We all should be thinking globally. Think about big picture. Think about strategy.
Absolutely.
Strategic mindset. Stop
Yep.
thinking small all the time. For certain things, you could think small, but for business, you want to think big, and you
Absolutely.
want to be able to collaborate with successful people. Be a student. You don't know everything.
Nope.
And nobody can ever say they know everything about.
Anything.
But we learn.
Right.
I've learned a lot having conversations with people. I've learned a lot collaborating with people and with other business owners and other dads, other husbands, finding out what they do. And nobody gives a shit how much time you spent at a business. It's the
Right.
time or the value that you put in that time that you're in.
Right.
And I'm just regurgitating nuggets that we've learned on this show.
I got Ashley Cadell. She said, love the shirt, Steven.
Thank you.
And then you also have Mr. Nate Areola.
Yep.
He said, I met Steven at Credit Can this few weeks ago, and he ain't no asshole. So
There you go.
there you go. You got approval there. I got two more questions, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm
got
actually
time.
gonna start putting this into my podcast. If there's something in life that is very simple that you allow somebody else to make a decision for you, what is that?
Ask that again.
If there's something in life that is simple, there's something simple in life, right? But you have to let somebody else make a decision for you. What is it that you would let them make the decision for?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It could
There
be,
was something simple that I can let them make the decision for me to do.
yeah, it could be anything, whether it's food or a drink, or does your wife choose something for you? You're just like, you know what, just pick it for me.
My wife chooses most of the time when we go out what I'm gonna wear
There you go.
because
See,
my
something
shit
simple.
does not match, man.
Did she
She's
pick
just-
that shirt or you picked it?
You know what? I picked it, but I did take a picture, and I sent it to her because she wasn't home. So I was just like, "Hey, is this okay?"
Okay.
And it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally cool.
Yeah.
And then, Johnny, you know the last one you want to ask him?
Who plays you in the movie? Was that the one?
That one, and well, actually, now there's three. What is it? Something.
So who plays you in a movie?
Yeah, you already know the other one. There you go.
Oh man, I would say this just real and raw. Denzel Washington on Training Day because he gives
Hell
zero fucks.
King Kong
He
ain't
got shit on me. Yep.
That was iconic. Classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's the last one?
If there's something that you would want people to know about you that they don't know about you, what is that?
Some know about me that they don't know about me.
And what is it that you want everybody to know that they might not know about you?
Like a fun fact.
Like a fun fact, yeah.
Oh, really? That I'm down to collaborate with anybody. Like I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not like an asshole.
Well, you said that the entire show. We want something
Oh,
that
it's
they
different.
don't know already.
Yeah, yeah, something that they don't know about you. Something that you might not even put on your social media that you don't share that you want them to know about you.
You sing in the
I got
shower,
you.
your favorite song, I mean something.
I grew up in a foster home and I came from nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in a foster home, and when the bad thing about the state, man, is when you graduate high school, like you're done. I didn't have a safety net. I didn't have anything that I could fall back on or someone I can be like, hey, I need help. Like through my whole life, I've lost everything. There's been times I've slept in my car. You know, I slept on friends' couches because I lost everything. But I came back and I got it back every fucking time. Why? Because I've been there. You know, so
Wow, man.
I've I've been at the top and I've been at the bottom and I've been everywhere in between.
Did you know your parents?
Yeah. So I live with my parents, or my mom and my stepdad. And I was just abused really bad until I was like 13. And then I went to try to stay with my sister, and that didn't work out. I stayed with her for like a few months, and then they sent me to a boys' shelter. I'm actually from here in New Braunfels.
Okay.
So I went to a boys' shelter, and I'll never forget, man. She was dropping me off. She's like, "Hey, you're going to be here for 30 days." And I'm like, "That's it? You're going to come back?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, bet." I was the worst kid those 30 days, man. I was staying in trouble because I was just like, well, fuck, I'm going to go back with my sister. An Air Force colonel was a CPS worker, retired. Dan Gilmore, I'll never forget this guy. He came in, and he's just like, look, you ain't going back home. Like, nobody wants you. You got nowhere to go. You've been such a fuck up. You know, you keep getting in trouble. Like, every boys' home we try to put you in, like, nobody wants you. Like, they're like, oh, hell no. So because I kept getting in trouble, and they're just like, we need to find somewhere. So I went to court, and the judge was just like, hey, you're going to end up going to TYC, the Texas Youth Commission, until you're 18 because you just keep getting in trouble. And my lawyer was like, the fuck's your problem? I was just like, nobody asked me, hey, what do you need? I just need a different environment.
Boom.
You know, and they sent me to his boys' home in San Antonio, and they're like, hey, you're going to stay here for a weekend. If they like you and they take you, then you're good. If not, you're fucked. Man, I went there wearing some Converse, some brown Dickies, a white T-shirt with a tank top under. My hair, like, I just had my bangs slicked back. You know, it's early 90s. My earrings. And the lady who became my foster mom over there, she was just like, no, hell no. You ain't rocking none of that shit. Like,
That was your brand, bro. That was your brand at the time.
that was me, you know? And so she was just like, no. And so I was just like, well, this is what I know to wear, you know? And I'll never forget, she was like, hey, we're going to get you some regular clothes. And I'm just like, oh, okay. From San Antonio, I moved to a little town called Granbury, west of Fort Worth. And it was this little country-ass town, man. Coming from San Antonio to there was a wake-up call for me. But that's what I really needed, because then I was just like, well, fuck, I want to dress nice. I want to look presentable. I want people to look at that guy and be like, damn, he's clean cut, you know? So I started getting like the Ralph Lauren shirts and my jeans. I would starch them, man. Like, you can hold my pants up sideways, you know? Because I was just like, that's what I wanted people to perceive is, hey, this dude's clean. He's not, you know, a little troublemaker. Like, he's actually kind of smart, you know? And it was amazing. I tell people, man, if I had to go back and do it all over again, I would go through all that trauma and all that history. I would do it every single time the same way every time, because it built me to who I am.
That's all awesome. That made you better, man.
Absolutely.
Made you 100%. The sleeping in the car, the being a little thug, all that kind of changed your mindset, because now you look at that and that's your stair step.
Yep.
You're like, man, I've made it.
Man.
And nobody can ever take that away from you.
Absolutely.
And those are great memories and great learning lessons.
Absolutely.
Life lessons that you live by today. And I'm sure you give those life lessons to young people that you see have potential, whether it be life, business, relationships, and so on and so forth, man.
Absolutely.
So, my man, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I'd like to have you on again.
Oh,
and
I'd love to come back.
Let's expand on that upbringing and things like that, because that's important stuff. Because a lot of people are going through that and they're lost.
Right. Yeah.
Dazed and confused, lost. They need a new environment. They need a new circle because they're falling by the wayside. They're missing opportunities because they're getting overlooked by society because of the way they look, the way they talk, and the way they've been brought up.
Yeah,
so
it's presentation, 100%.
I want to share something real quick before we leave too. That's funny that you said the sleeping in the car thing. Well, it's not funny, but what I mean by that is, like, I went through that shit too, and I slept in my car. And the other day, I was freaking tired, and we were having a basketball tournament. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm gonna go take a nap in my car. And for some reason, my back was just achy. So I was like, you know what? I slept in my back seat for almost 2 months. Let me just sleep back there.
Yeah.
So I fell asleep, and I hear my alarm get up. Boom, I got to go to the next game. When I got up and I'm walking back into the facility, I'm like, I remember when I had to fucking sleep in my car and then go to work at MBU.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, it just reminded me, like, shit, dude, Remember when you used to sleep in your car and go to work? Now you're living this life that you never thought you were gonna have by helping all these kids. But just that little nap, it just like boosted me again. It was crazy.
And it ain't shit for you to go back and take a nap in that.
Don't forget to go back. Right.
I know where I came from.
Yep.
And it ain't shit. I'll go back and sleep in my car. I'll go back and start it all over again, and I'll get it 10 times faster.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'd love to have you on, like I said, next week. That'd be great, man, for the Shoot the Shit next Friday.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be awesome, man. All right, Johnny, take us away.
So, Stephen, we appreciate you, man. So, besides here today in the studio, where else can we find you on social media?
Stephen Goatmez, Goatmez Media on Facebook, man. Really just, I do all my branding on my personal page. So look me up, man. Stephen Goatmez. It's a picture of my family on my wedding day. Me, my wife, my 2 daughters.
Okay.
So
Stephen is Steven.
Yep.
And then Goatmez, Gomez.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you. Great conversation. And like we said, we like to carry on the conversation even further.
Yeah, for sure, man. I really appreciate you guys. And a huge shout out to you guys, man, for even having this opportunity. Like, being able to be in a small town like this, but to have such a big ass platform, like, people really, really need to take advantage of this shit.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
You got to
you,
build
man.
it. It didn't build itself. We had to build it. So,
Sure.
And those of you watching, you can build it. I know you are building it. Continue getting out there, making a difference, being a pillar in the community wherever you're at. Be good to your spouse. Be good to your kids. Be good to your animals. Life is too short to be a freaking asshole. So get out there and build relationships, and you're going to be okay. Big shout out to my brother Jimmy Garcia. He's back home today.
Ooh,
I know I've been giving
That's
periodic
good news.
updates to him. He's getting stronger. I say here in a few months he's going to be out on the basketball court again. He just had open heart surgery.
Oh, wow.
And he's had a lot of tubes and inserting into his body, a lot of medication. Without the medication and those doctors and God putting a healing hand over him and his heart, and I don't think he'd be here today. But let me give him a special, special warm shout out. The dude could have quit. He could have said, fuck it, I'm out. I'm going to go home. I just want to rest and go away peacefully. Hopefully everything will work out fine. But he said, no, I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to continue, and I'm going to fight not only for myself, but for my legacy, my family, those that depend on me, those that support me. So that right there, my friends, is a hero in my eyes.
Absolutely.
All right. And I've always, I have a lot of memories of my brother, but this past week, fighting this thing, this open heart transplant, that is next level.
Yep.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't get a heart transplant because they're stuck in the mix of a line.
Right.
Somebody has to pass away in order for you to get that heart.
Right.
And just to kind of give you the Cliff Notes version, he was there sitting in the hospital room, and he got a call or a notification from the doctor, and they said, hey, we have a heart for you. It's a match. We're going to prep you, and we're gonna rock and roll, and we're going to get you a new heart. Wow. So this person that passed away, he was in a car accident, 24-year-old kid. Bless him and his family. Wow. But he gave my brother the opportunity to live on. And although the young man is no longer with us, his heart is still with us and is pumping through my brother's body. It's pumping in there, providing nutrients and blood flow and through his arteries and veins and all that. I mean, how much of a miracle is that? And it starts with mindset. Mm-hmm. If your mindset's not where it needs to be, you're probably going to fail.
Right.
And in his situation, if his mindset was, on failure and, I'm not going to make it and it's too painful, he might be 6 feet under right now. Right. But he's with us. Wow. All right. So big shout out, Jimmy Garcia. We love you. We're still praying for you, and I'm still going to take your ass on the court here in a few months once you get back on your feet. All right. So thank you. Thanks everybody for watching today. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on TikTok, on Facebook, the Social Plug Podcast, JRock's podcast, Social Plug Media.
Tonight.
Spotify. So you're going to be on tonight?
I'll be on tonight on my page, JRock, Justin Castillo, while you want to follow me, if you're listening. But yeah, I'll be live tonight talking wrestling, sports, and a little bit of Diddy. Okay. See what happens.
No Diddy.
No Diddy in this situation, but we want some Diddy, and we want to know what the hell's going on. All right. So with that said, you were
Thanks
unplugged.
again, Steven.
from the Social Plug Podcast, where we connect you to level up, and we'll see you next time.
Man, that was fire.